What's up, guys? It's your boy Joan, and welcome back to another rundown. What are we talking about today? Let's just. I want you to chill back. I want you to relax because we're gonna take it easy. Let's talk about summer 2021. What's on the first of our list? Euro 2020, and what a Euro it was. Again. And if you don't know the result of the Euro, you might be a little late. Italy won the whole thing, and I know it's been decades since they last won a tournament, specifically the Euro. And what a team Italy has, from not qualifying in the last World Cup to now being able to be European champions is a great feat. I know that Italy, ever since the 2006 World Cup, they have not been able to do anything in regards to international level tournaments. For instance, in the last three, more so I should say, in the last two World Cups that they have participated in, they have not done anything, more so getting out of the group stages. But looking at them now, totally demolished the Euros. They came close to losing in the final to England, but England just could not keep the lead because, of course, with the strong attack that Italy had, Immobile, Chiesa, he's a player that came out of nowhere, and he's just come in and dominated the team. Midfielders like Locatelli, Insigne, great players. I'm a huge fan of the Italian league, so I know most of these players on the Italian national squad, and of course, I feel like the best player of the tournament being Donnarumma. So, I know him all too well, being a Milan fan. So, I feel like it was Italy's year, but did anyone know? No. But I want to say a big shout out to England, because even though they did not make the final, or should I say they didn't get the gold, they still had a strong national team. England's always been a national team that could have more, but never has enough. And this time, since the last World Cup, England has shown that they are a strong team in Europe, and not only in Europe but in the world. So, shout out to them. And of course, I'm proud of them for standing up against racism and discrimination, because as you know, racism is no to racism always, and I'm gonna say it bluntly, fuck racism. So, without further ado, that was Euro 2020, a great tournament. Patrick Schick and Cristiano Ronaldo being the top scorers of that tournament, I believe, with 5 goals. But they did not tumble the real goal scorers of the tournament, which was own goals. I don't remember how much exactly. I want to say it was definitely over 10, maybe 11, 12, right around that range. I could be absolutely wrong. Comment below if I am wrong. But I know that there were so many own goals in this tournament. I could not believe it. I knew there were going to be memes about it. But man, aside from that, a great tournament. I really enjoyed it on the football matches that I could catch. I was really rooting for Belgium. I was really rooting for Germany too. But Germany just had a poor tournament. Being Joachim Löw's last tournament as a German national team coach. I thought Belgium would come in with a strong Lukaku, coming off a great season with Inter. Nope, just underwhelmed. But either way, a great tournament overall. So, out of Euro 2020, let's talk about Copa America, another tournament I was very, very interested in. I was watching Brazil coming off a strong start, hosting the tournament when originally it was actually Argentina that was supposed to host it. But Brazil, from the get-go, having a strong start, just demolishing every team in their way. Argentina, for me personally, a weak start to the tournament. But as they gradually went into the group stages and, of course, the eliminations, Argentina started to get that rhythm, especially against Colombia. I feel that match against Colombia really gave them that, that hype, that strength in the semifinal. And, of course, when it came down to the final, Argentina beating them 1-0 in their own home. Hurtful, hurtful. Messi had multiple chances to score. I think one particular chance where the ball just could not get out of off of his feet, and of course it went to the goalkeeper. And, I just want to say I'm extremely happy for Messi, extremely happy for the Argentine team. It's been 20 something years since they've last won it. I know it's early 90s since they last won a national tournament. It's a long time coming for the Argentine team, because in the last decade, I want to say it, in the last decade, 2014, 2016, 2017, going through three finals in the last decade, they have not been able to win against any of the opponents, losing to Chile 2 years consecutively, and losing to Germany in the World Cup final. Heavy losses, and yet coming back to another Copa America final against their own rivals, in their own home, and defeating them is an incredible feat. I was actually rooting for Brazil in Copa America, but seeing the momentum Argentina was getting, I just had to say, dude, I gotta go for Argentina. And this is Messi's time. And yes, it was, as he lift up the Copa America trophy, crying all over Argentina, going absolutely crazy. And I mean, I'm happy. I was happy for them, because they deserved it. It was about time the King finally got his international trophy. Ronaldo had his Euro with Portugal, so it was time for Messi to get his Copa America for our Argentina. So again, happy with the tournament. It was really good. It was on at night mostly, so I definitely could catch it. Being from the U.S., so I could definitely catch those games a lot more than Euro. But either way, a bitter, and just to add a little bit into this, a bitter and sweet summer for Messi, because winning with his national team, an amazing feat, but not being able to go back into the Barcelona camp, heavy. So a win but a loss in the same summer. So and of course, being from the US, let's get to it. Concacaf Nations League. Now, Nations League was postponed due to COVID. I know that the teams I was following was, of course, Mexico, Honduras, and the USA. Being from the US, being of Honduran immigrants, and of course being a fan of the Mexican national team, those three always were the big ones for me in CONCACAF. So seeing USA and Honduras, playing, I was definitely rooting for Honduras, and of course Honduras didn't make it. USA made it to the final. Mexico beat Costa Rica in the semis and also made it to the final. So a US and Mexico final. And of course, on the USA side, you had Pulisic, you had Reina, you had McKennie, strong players that had great seasons in their leagues in Europe. And of course, Mexico having its strong players as always, Tecatito, and Diego, all those great players that they have. Of course, giving and I'm gonna say it, aside from the Brazil and Argentina final, aside from the England and Italy final, I have yet to see an incredible final like USA and Mexico for Nations League. That final had it all. It had controversy, it had goals, it had cards, it had everything you would want. It had fights, it had everything you want in a soccer game, in a football game, whatever you want to call it, around, wherever you are in the world. It just had everything. And I gotta say, and I'm being honest, and it's not being biased just because I'm from the US. Like, that game was amazing. That game was like, I just still to this day, and for this year, for me, is the best game that I've seen. So for 2021. So of course, the winner of it all became the US with the 3-2 aggregate. Again, goals, 5 goals in a game in a final. That's unheard of nowadays. So seeing that aggregate was incredible. I loved it. The atmosphere that was in the game, amazing. So a heavy loss for Mexico. Mexico being usually the top contenders in CONCACAF. They've won more Gold Cups than anyone in the region. Now, this is Nations League. Nations League is brand new to our region, and USA became the first nation in the region to win that tournament. So Mexico gets another chance in Gold Cup. So when Gold Cup comes around, of course, we're still in the same region. Mexico and USA back at it again in the final. And, USA beats Mexico in the final 1-0, goal from Miles Robinson, an Atlanta folk like myself. So Mexico losing 2 finals in one summer is to me, that's incredible because I know the Mexican national team and they are a strong group and they usually don't lose this much. I should say more so in the final. But seeing this, a lot of people are already counting them out for the World Cup. A lot of people are counting them out for, a lot of other games. Maybe this is Mexico's, last good generation. And I don't think so. I think Mexico's just starting, of course, one team and, one can't always stay up top. So, I guess it's the U.S.'s year. Proud of the boys. They've done great. They've definitely come up from what they've had before. They have players in Europe now. They have players in Italy, Germany, Premier League, you name it. Like, the U.S. hasn't had this amount of players in Europe before ever, from my experience. So it's good to see. The U.S. have a little bit more, I guess you could say, skill and a little bit more depth into their teams. So Gold Cup and Nations League, great tournaments. Not as long and I guess not as impactful for me as Copa America or Euro 2020. But I know that this year also we had the Olympics. Now, a lot of people don't pay attention to the Olympics. If you're from the western side of the world, you probably didn't get a chance to watch it due to it being in Japan, and the games were very, very early. 4 a.m. if you're in Eastern Standard Time, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So I pretty much missed most of the Olympics, but I was keeping up with it. Seeing that Brazil, Mexico, Japan, and Spain being the top four, of course, fourth and third, fourth being Japan, Mexico being third. So Mexico got the bronze. And as for the final, Brazil versus Spain, Brazil came in clutch with a 2-1 win, extra time added against Spain. So Brazil being the team that won gold and Spain being the team that won silver. But nonetheless, I feel like Brazil definitely deserved something, especially after that heavy loss in Copa America. So, getting gold means a lot to them. I know they've been to, I believe, 3 finals in the last couple of Olympics. I know that Neymar lost one in 2012 in London. He won the following one with Brazil, and of course now Brazil has won another one in the 2021 or 2020 Olympics, whatever you want to call it. So it's good to see that. Spain, I have to give a shout out to Pedri, an incredible player. Played Euro 2020 and played the Olympics, and also played a heavy amount of games for Barcelona. That's a player that you should definitely watch out. Pedri, I definitely got to do a video on him very soon. I love him. I'm a fan of him. I need to see more of him. So, because I know a lot of my Barca friends, they love him. So I gotta check out Pedri a little more. And that's pretty much it for summer 2021. Again, just a summer full of football. Definitely not what I expected. All it was missing was the World Cup. But you know what? The World Cup is reserved for its own summer. So just an incredible amount of tournaments. I was very grateful. It made this long COVID-19 era, whatever we're in, just a little bit more manageable, a little bit more, enjoyable in some way. Of course, respects to all the COVID-19 victims. I have someone who was affected by COVID and they passed away, but so on and so forth. So, a lot of respect to the COVID victims that survived and so on. But anyways, guys, let me know, comment below, what was your favorite tournament? What was your favorite team? What if, I know Confederations Cup is going to be interesting, seeing all those teams playing against each other. I can't wait for that. Just let me know. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe to your boys. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.